laptop. That's why.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
There's a bit of a delay, so just ignore it.
Oh, this is killing me. How are you, bro?
Alhamdulillah, good. How's your trip? MashaAllah. The sacrifice.
I've slept 1 hour since 1 a.m. or 2 hours, something like that.
MashaAllah. Sacrifices you make for the masjid car park.
Short and sweet. And sweet.
So this is the first live stream.
Do you have anyone listening?
There is two. It doesn't matter. It gets recorded. People can watch it later on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Inshallah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. So here we are.
I'm in recovery.
This is our first studio live stream. Alhamdulillah.
Hi to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Apologies for my lateness.
Let me just share the groups.
This is not staying still, bro.
Yeah, it's just you got to use a bit of elbow grease to tighten the thing.
I have no elbow grease.
Yeah. All right. Well, you just have to hold it. That's what it's for.
There you go. These cups have got use.
Chai cups.
Hang on a sec.
Oh no.
This is fantastic.
This is
I love it. There we go. How's that? Professionalism at its best. I think I'm going to have to swap it next week. How has your week been? See, this is why you should not be on the laptop.
Wait.
Checking your
No, I'm
WhatsApp
checking the
messages.
comments. You know, we're getting feedback on audio's good, video's good.
Okay,
Irfan,
so this is more
so
like
Irfan is our moderator at home.
Irfan's like our only guest. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's one of many with us, and
One of many. Fantastic.
4 concurrent viewers, which I don't know what the concurrent means, but we're here anyway. Alhamdulillah, we're here.
He's one of those.
Irfan is here with us in spirit. He's moderator, so in case it gets out of hand and hundreds of people start abusing us or something, he can take. He's allowed to kick people off and silent people. So be on your best behavior.
Why do we have to have censorship?
Sorry.
Why do we need censorship? This is the thing.
Yeah. So
I'm disagreeing with the censorship. Irfan, what do you think? See, I can't even see that far.
Yeah, you need your glasses.
Yeah, but then everything gets blurry.
Yeah, we need a bigger screen.
It's been a long day.
Look, this is we got to still adjust the camera. It keeps blurring out because we put our hands in front of it and stuff. So other than that, like alhamdulillah,
relax, you're fine. You look beautiful. Yeah? Don't worry, you look beautiful. You're fine.
Mashallah.
Anyway, how's your week been? What's been happening?
No, how was your trip? And
short.
Yeah.
And quick.
How many days?
Exhausting.
So we went to the Mrs. Homeland.
Yeah, went to Wellington.
Yeah.
The weather was amazing. Really good weather, so that was good.
Really?
Yeah. It was really good weather.
Subhanallah.
The thing with Wellington is when the weather's good, the city is...
Isn't it like worse than Melbourne, like in terms of change of weather and windiness and all that?
It's very windy.
Yeah.
I'm sure like all the boss said that last week it was raining for 7 days straight.
Yeah.
Or 6 days straight, but it's not like Melbourne where it's intermittent.
Yeah.
When it's raining 6 days straight, it's raining 6 days straight. When I got there, the weather was perfect. So Wellington is like a mini Melbourne. It's got the Melbourne vibe without the Melbourne traffic.
Oh, it is. It is
it's phenomenal.
It's like a town.
Yeah, it was a good trip. A lot of still working. So I was.
Wellington's the capital, isn't it?
Wellington is the capital. So they're I think.
But it's nicer than our capital, Canberra.
Oh, there's no comparison.
Yeah, something about it, being by the seaside.
There's absolutely no comparison. Canberra is freezing cold and dreary.
Yeah.
And they've got the museum and the Royal Mint and all these things there, but it's not really a tourist destination.
Yeah,
it's a destination for our mate Albert.
It's like they built it in a paddock. Like that's the feel that like it was a massive paddock, and they just like put a city in there, little city in there.
And if you ask most people from overseas, what's the capital of Australia? Guess what city comes up?
Sydney.
Yeah. And the winner is Sydney.
Yeah. Not the house prices.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so it was good. It was short and sharp. That's hence why I'm late. To be honest with you, I was.
Jazakallah khair.
I was fast asleep.
Look, last week
I was knocked out.
Yeah, no, sorry to wake you up.
No, that's when I called you. It was actually the boss that said to me, "Hey, don't you have a podcast?"
Yeah, mashallah.
And I called you hoping like you were sick.
No, because we did last week. We stuffed up and. So we
last week you stuffed up.
Last week I didn't prepare and thought I could figure out all the electrical cables and everything somehow or other. So now just for the benefit, because otherwise
I'm here for my good looks, basically.
Yeah. So see the blue cable? That
Yep.
Taha just did that in the roof just now.
Oh wow!
And across the whole ceiling down to where the modem is. So it's
Impressive.
plugged into the network. So that's the thing. We can switch cameras at the moment. Like, have a look on the screen there. So that's the what they're seeing.
Okay, so we need to have a camera facing that. So whoever's listening, so that whoever's listening gets to see what you just demonstrated to me.
Yeah.
Because you're telling me all these things, but people can't hear it, understand what you're talking about.
Anyway, it's somehow or other we got this setup done.
Yeah.
Somehow or other.
MashaAllah. It's not somehow or other. It's your hard work.
Yeah,
You
alhamdulillah.
take credit where it's due, brother.
Thank you, YouTube. Alhamdulillah. It's, YouTube, some Indian guy explaining how to do this or how to do that or
Really?
how to use an equipment. Yeah, those guys have so many videos. But then there's like the church guys in the US. They
Explain the church guys.
So the
Explain
church
onion on the
is
box.
like technical people that do like church streams. So then they make videos to help other church people. So we're one of the other church people for our ministry. But there's a lot of those guys. So they're very,
So
very.
all those guys are watching, going, these Muslims first are coming over, taking our jobs, and now they're taking over our
it's there for
live
the-
streaming services.
It was very useful, and thank you very much. And yeah,
I disappear from the camera when I move to the left.
yeah. So, it's been the news has been eventful for the last 1 week, and
It's been crazy.
yeah.
Like
So
these
for-
Muslim marches in the UK blows my mind. Have you seen the memes that have come out from them now?
What's the?
Okay, so there was one, some of the brothers probably have seen it anyway, is they're asking one of the right-wing or far-right protesters, 2 + 2. This guy's like, this is a construct of society. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
He will not answer that it's 4. Then it was just this weird interaction
Yeah.
where like, yes, these doctors and surgeons are coming over and engineers are coming over to take your jobs. And then there's another one that's like, they're coming over to take our jobs. And the reporter's like, okay. Yes, but they don't even work.
No.
Did you see that one?
No, but he's he goes, but I've been in jail for like.
Oh, no, that's another one.
Yeah. So then, and it was jail for molestation, repeated molestation. So you say, don't you think it's because maybe of your criminal record, not because of the migrants? Like they don't seem to connect. This is not the brightest bunch of. Like I was listening to one Scottish lady, and she was saying that because please take these people and bring the migrants. She's like a white English lady or Scottish lady or whatever. Because I will take those migrants over these lot any day. Please, take these.
You're taking your country back, but you're looting stores.
Do you reckon Australia is made up of the people that they got rid of the first round, and then now they can't make another convict colony to send them? Like they just rounded up all.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. But it turns out to be Australia turned out to be a better country. So who was actually sent here? It's a different time, different world, I guess.
Who knows what the truth is now after these last? The truth.
No. It was
truth is written by the victor.
Firstly, it was that horrific stabbing. I mean, that's crazy. And of course, you go for the lowest hanging fruit, which is he's a migrant, and then they put a label. It doesn't matter if he was a Muslim or not Muslim. It's a crazy thing to do. It's a psychotic thing to do to go kill little kids in a school, or wherever it was, a dance thing, whatever. But to kill little children, the guy's obviously. Something's wrong with him. Number one, he's committed murder, right? Whether he's Muslim or non-Muslim, right? That's the first thing. And he wasn't a Muslim; he was a Christian,
the focus
and he was
is
born
on
there.
Muslims.
He's Rwandan origin heritage, I guess. And that doesn't mean anything because we got psychos and we got in Australia. I think people
look what happened in Wellington, in Christchurch.
and not just Christchurch, but also remember Port Arthur. So in Australia, I think because we have that memory of this guy that anybody can commit the most horrific crime. That's the most horrific crime in a lifetime. Yeah. Where a guy went killed like 30, 3 dozen whatever people and children and remember it was such a defining moment of a
that's where all the gun laws came into effect
and the buyback and all that sort of stuff in John Howard under John Howard.
I swear that's one of the best things. I mean, I can't really give John Howard too much credit.
Yeah,
but that's one of the best things they ever did.
New Zealand didn't have that till recently.
Yeah, that's correct. That happened after Christchurch.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but that's one of the best things he ever did. Yeah. I remember that. I remember there's still a lot of weapons buried on farmland.
Yeah.
Where people didn't want to return it and they didn't return it, so they've buried. They've got all this arsenal hidden.
Yeah, they gave him an amnesty, no questions asked.
Yeah,
buyback.
I remember thousands.
Yeah, it was like piles of guns.
Thousands of guns were returned.
Yeah. So anyway, they the guy's, if he's psychotic, committed a crime, he's a criminal, whether he's white or black, migrant, non-migrant. The thing is that the far right, of course, and I don't know what to call them far right, because like, is it really the right side of politics? It's like extreme out of far right. I don't know what to call them, but this is like, and then Nigel Farage and what's his name, Tony Robinson. What is it? That guy, Tommy Robinson?
Tommy Robinson lives in Spain.
No, he doesn't. Not in Spain. He's in Cyprus at the moment.
The guy's a migrant himself. No, he lives in Spain.
Okay, yeah, and he's talking, and he's like, but he's
anti-migrant.
Yeah, it's so stupid. No, he's in Cyprus. Apparently, they figured out that he's in Cyprus. Like those guys, those guys that
he's in Spain. That's what I thought they figured.
No,
are we talking about on X?
On X, anyway, wherever he's not in England, and then he's like dictating, and apparently snorting coke, and doing what he's doing, and he's like some crazy rants.
When he comes against someone intelligent, somebody that knows what they're talking about, they rip him to shreds. Yeah. He's got nowhere to stand.
Yeah.
But you've seen the comments, Tommy, you hero.
Yeah.
Tommy for Prime Minister.
No, but that's another thing as well. This whole thing, I was watching this program, it was an X program. Basically, they were saying that this whole, the social, how much is it social media, how much is grassroots people just connecting with each other on WhatsApp or whatever, but how much is manipulated externally, specifically because thousands of so these people,
bots.
Well, they're not just bots. There could be bots or people that, like, all of a sudden accounts are set up with like Lucy 1 2 3 4 5 6, Lucy 2 3 4 5 6. Like accounts are set up like that. Like I'm a nurse or I'm a ex soldier, and like very like patriotic, but then you look at the street, there's a lot of teeth missing. There's a lot of like low IQ. When you can hear from the individuals like what they're saying. I get it; it's their country. I know that's a weird thing to say. It's like in the sense of they grew.
No, it's you can say it's their country, but however, if you have a look at England, the empire, they went throughout the whole world, colonized the whole world, conquered the whole world, exploited the whole world.
Yes.
So now these people obviously are going to migrate to where their wealth went, because that's the better life.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, and hence you have so many migrants coming from all over. France is in the same boat, or Europe, we should say, right, from all over the world to different places because of this reason.
But like they do feel. I was listening to something where they're saying like all the tea shops are replaced with kebab shops, and he goes, the kebab shops are so much better.
Yeah, but the tea's made for. I saw this awesome. This lady did this poem, which is like you're drinking your Indian tea leaves, but it's English Earl Grey or whatever you want to call it, right? Where
it comes from like Sri Lanka or
and
India.
Then you're sitting on a couch made by someone in Shanghai, designed by someone in Sri Lanka.
Or all probably Italy. I don't know. Sri Lanka's known for their sofa design. I don't think so. Maybe that. I don't know. The leather. It's Italian.
Let's call our mutual friend and see if you can design Franco
Cozzo.
Franco Cozzo. Oh, there's a lot that we can say about that, but I don't want to.
Yeah. Anyway, so like, I get it. Like, I get maybe the grievance, but I think it's misplaced, and it's. I think Andrew Tate, who's on. He's got some issues at the moment.
I have no idea what's going on.
So with
all I know is he's exploded lately.
But he said something right. I mean, let's leave the religious thing for the moment. But he said something right. He said the battle should be between the poor and the rich, not the poor against the poor. Your poor whites are attacking poor browns.
Yeah.
And he goes, and you're both poor, and there's a certain class of people that are stealing, like vacuuming all your money.
Correct.
So you said it's more of a class thing, and it's not they're trying to pit the blue collar
against the blue collar,
against like poor migrants.
Yeah.
And he said it's not, and this is
because there has to be another. There always has to be another.
Yeah, and the other is like it deflects the attention away from the actual people stealing all the money. Yeah, the decision. So it takes the attention away from him. So they love that. But with Andrew Tate, like, I mean, he stepped in initially, then he's rolling back and he does that whole thing, like Tommy, like he was very praiseworthy of him, and then he's praising he sort of did throw some fuel on the flames, and sort of justified even, and then he backtracked from that, and and he got criticized hard. He goes, "You're a migrant." Some people use harsh words. He goes, basically, your deadbeat dad left you, and you grew up in English. Like you came to England. He's born in America, but lived in England, or raised in England by. He's got an American father, and he goes, "You're a migrant, and then you grew up in England, and then you lived off government benefits and blah blah blah." Like he went on, and so like people were pretty scathing of him, and the Muslims were not happy with him either. Like the main speakers, Muslim, they really criticized him because he made fun of, like, use derogatory terms for Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, and so forth, and so that he was so like it was sort of like it was not good, like, as a Muslim. So, and then he said some. Like, I think that he's been handled with gloves a little bit because he's a convert to Islam.
Stuff that takes him out of Islam, though?
I haven't specifically, but I understand that some of his statements, it seems the du'at that are involved with him, who are in contact with him, they seem to be dealing with him with gloves. And if this was said by somebody else, automatic takfir will be done on him. It's not Muslim.
Are they dealing with him with the gloves, do you think?
Correct.
Because he's so famous and so popular.
Correct.
But I disagree with that. So wanting to not lose that voice or that platform?
No. It's not about losing voice. It's somebody becoming, you put him in the corner, become murtad publicly. He has an influence. And in Islam, we acknowledge that somebody of influence, that they are treated differently than the average person. That's Mu'allaf al-Qulub is a category of zakat people that are given, that is certain people, zakat money can give it to certain leaders and so forth because they're influential in the community. He's a leader, is influential in a large community. So there is some sort of thing. But kufr is kufr. So if he said, but he seems to be like backtracks, and then I think his problem is he's extremely jahil of the basics of Islam. And part of that excuse is not that he's dealing with court cases since he became Muslim. While he became Muslim, he's dealing with court cases. And his life is full on. Yeah. And what he deals with constantly. I think he needs to switch off from the world and actually learn Islam. Problem is he's like a total jahil. Like other converts to Islam actually bother to learn in a very quick amount of time the basic fundamentals of aqidah, fiqh, like the basics of especially aqidah, like or fundamental beliefs. I'm not aqidah like to become this group or that group or Salafis, whatever, but basically like a basic level of things that are
to get an understanding of the do's and don'ts of Islam for daily life.
So he likes maybe the strength of Islam and like how Muslims project power and they're confident and all that sort of stuff, and they don't compromise on social issues. But his problem is that Muslims will more than that, like more than family life, like having a father and a mother, normal family, like Islamic, which is acceptable in Islam, and not going to all haram types of relationships. More than that, Iman and Kufr is more important than that in Islam. Like Islam and Kufr, Iman and Kufr, La ilaha illallah is more important. Like you can't mix it with shirk. That's actually more important, consequential than these social issues, right? Those are important as well, but this is actually fundamentally more important. So on that, he's definitely... In public, his jahalat is some of the things he said, like goes to a church, like he was near a church or something and doing so. I don't know the details of it, but I think his jahalat is very self-evident, and that's the problem. Like, how do you even? So I think they've got they're dealing with like gloves, and they're trying to definitely privately.
I don't think he's the type of guy that you need to deal with kid gloves with.
I don't think he has the mental bandwidth to actually process what they're saying.
No, I disagree with that.
No. Based on all the things that he's doing and everything that he's said so far, I don't think his bandwidth is, at the moment, maybe it's so full of so many things that he's not able to actually process the gravity. It's not about riots now, when it's specific to him, right? For him, he cares about social cohesion, all these sort of things, like he talks about those sort of community, men and women and that sort of thing. But to me, it looks like he's so jahil of like the fundamental. Given the benefit of that, he's a Muslim. But he's definitely a jahil and should not be taken as a role model. That's for sure. Like now, it's becoming self-evident. Like he's not the type to tone down and like become like he needs like some sort of like spiritual tarbiyah from somewhere. That's not happening. You can see it's not happening.
Are you there to offer it?
No. I'll not give you that.
Huh?
But I think
next week we have Andrew Tate on the Masjid Car Park podcast.
But there's too hard to handle. Like that's beyond my bandwidth. Anyway,
you're too jahil of the world to handle that.
So innocent,
of the Bugattis,
so innocent.
The Bugattis and the Ferraris to handle that.
That's
getting back to the riots.
Yeah,
Muslims are being targeted.
Where?
in the UK. It's about
I
Muslims.
think-
Mosques are being targeted, but you've got
No, it started.
but you've got you've got the average non-Muslim British person
Yeah,
coming out and protecting mosques.
yeah, and vice versa as well.
Like
There's-
and churches, they're rebuilding churches.
but I think what
mosques.
happened was some of the sheikhs rightly told off the young Muslim men because obviously, like, is defend your house and defend your mosque and so forth, but take the masks off because because that evokes images of terrorism, and it's not a good look. And
also, if you're not doing anything wrong, why do you need a mask?
exactly. So then, sort of like they just you can't just go like it's an ugly scene when you see young. They call them Asians in like in the UK. Asian means South Asian, like India and Pakistan, but a lot of them Pakistani, mainly Pakistanis.
So it's your kind.
And they like those same thing they're doing. Like they find like a black guy and they start fighting the extreme. So they're doing
that
the
poor kid that got smashed by these guys.
And they just attacking like en masse. I mean that's cowardice. Like 10 people attacking. Then you see some, but many of them are disciplined and many are but the mask wearing and and attacking individuals.
Yeah.
There was a shocking one. Was Muslims that were they went to the Lazy Swan pub hotel, and they went. The Muslims there. Look, they stood like to protect from the other Muslims. Yeah, because that's their place. Like, why are you attacking them? We've never had problems.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the Muslims
they protected the pub.
Yeah, the people in the pub. I don't think they protect the people in the pub and the pub because they're there to keep them safe. He said we never had any trouble and so forth and for community cohesion, like that's their thing. But like
as we would say, you got to protect your local mate.
Yeah. so they so anyway it was interesting.
Sheikh Khaled out of outside Doncaster pokies. Nobody come here with your stick.
But
fully mum.
So I think like
what a sight.
These sort of situations they bring out the worst and the best of the people. Just another point regarding the UK. Did you see the Trump McGregor?
No, I
Khabib?
didn't.
So what happened was Trump.
You're into all this.
Yeah, I'm updating in all the things. So
what are you looking at your phone again for?
Because I'm reading it and
okay.
McGregor, Khabib's arch nemesis.
He cannot handle.
So Trump made a comment. He was on a podcast or something, and he was asked like, "Who's your favorite UFC fighter?" And he said Khabib.
No.
And McGregor like basically went off. He went off on Twitter, and he said those something smelly monkeys from Dagestan and like that. And he goes, like he just went on and on and on. He goes, it's over for his re-election. Like,
because of McGregor.
He goes, no, you should have chosen some American fighter. So many great American fighter. Like he could.
That's just he's just.
Yeah. He's having a such a big sook. Like he's getting like trashed by everybody. Because like people saying, why do you hate him so much? But because of what he did to him.
Because of what he did to him, he embarrassed him on a global level. The whole world was waiting for this fight, and he submitted. And
not just submitted. Like he spat on him. He trash talked him. He's keep telling goes, talk now, and everyone can hear it. And now there's a recent video came out where he's spitting. He spat on him like while he's punching him.
Wow.
So that level of
it wasn't just a win; it was humiliation.
Humiliation broke him. Like he broke him like totally.
Mentally, it broke him because he's never been the same since.
Yeah, so that was a bit crazy, but anyway, just different worlds meeting.
I remember watching one podcast, and this wasn't anyone from Dagestan or any Muslims or anything like that. I can't remember. It was a short, and they were saying, "What does Khabib have that McGregor doesn't?" It's that dignity and honor.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, and that's Khabib he craves that, but he can't get it.
He can't get it because Khabib kept that till retirement, and no one can ever take that away from him now.
Yeah.
Whereas I think McGregor craves that, but he will never get it. Just, case in point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's Allah's giving him that is that Allah protect him.
He quit because of his mum.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
mashallah, may Allah reward him.
Have you seen what's happening in Bangladesh?
No.
Speaking of riots,
I have just been.
All right, so in Bangladesh,
you fill me in.
Okay, so Bangladesh basically students went.
Is that female prime minister?
She's escaped. She ran away.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Hasn't she been there for like the last 50 years? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, like
Sheikh Hasina.
Yeah.
Is she a sheikh?
I don't know what that means, but and she's not Hassini. but she ran away after these student protests. Let me just check the
bro.
No, because we're live, but so like what's actually the protest? So the protest was, just so I understand, so basically they have a quota system for the government.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a continuation of the minority
reserved
protest.
for various groups, including 30% for the descendants of freedom fighters from 1971 War of Independence, 31% of government, 30% quota.
That's full on.
So there's a loyalist, and they're probably party loyalists as well, but it's understandable.
But you have to remember, it's not just that. These descendants of freedom fighters from 71, they've had 50 years to make money.
Yeah.
So it's also now that quota system is for the wealthy.
Yeah.
It's not for your average Bangladeshi.
So that's what triggered it, and then they just went crazy.
Yes.
And they, someone was joking, like in Pakistan, you can do protests, nothing changes. These 3 weeks there, they just like brought the government to their knees, and she's escaping. And they broke into her house, like the Prime Minister's house, residents.
The students did?
They, not students, just people.
Yeah.
Right? And it was terrible. Like, it didn't look good. But you can understand the pain of being just ripped off as a people.
Yeah, but that's what's been happening.
But they like stripped the house. The guy's like walking down the street with the water filter. Another guy, they took the elliptical machine and like they put it on the street. Everyone's having turns on it. They took bras, like they were like waving it around, and it was just it was a bit perverted. But
so who's in power now?
So there's got interim government, and this is the thing. She's so old. You always wonder, like for example, in Egypt with Sisi and so forth.
That's
like,
right.
Or is there every country? Every government's got its establishment, and they said, "Look, we've had enough of this, and let's just get rid of her, and we do a whole thing and make people appease people because it's getting out of hand. Because we don't want like a full-on revolution to turn everything aside. Because the status quo, the guys behind the scene running
that's what
every
I'm saying.
country has that 100, 200 families who run everything. We don't want that. We don't want to have the Bolsheviks revolution. Like we want to go, the people go crazy. But we make them appease them in certain things and make some, window dressing. And
do you think, here's an interesting thing from what you just said. Do you think we'll ever have a Bolshevik that type of revolution again?
People have tried, leftists tried. It will have to be the only way that will be is like the UK riots. Although that is the fact that so many people can be brought out.
Yeah, but this is controlled from the outside. That's why it's still controlled.
Yeah, but
poor against poor.
But it's still the fact that something like that can happen. If its situation in the country gets bad enough, then people will go crazy, can go crazy.
I don't think it will be allowed to get to that.
No,
stage.
You say that if there's a police state that can pay the police state that has an army, police state. But once those institutions fail because they're so poor they can't pay them, revolutions are more likely. So and then if the police themselves are not getting paid and so forth, they'll just join.
But those institutions won't be allowed to fail.
No, you're because you're saying allow more money, but when there's no money, then you gotta it's only money that's running the show. So if there's no money, then it will be different. There's gold. Huh? And you have a committed group of believers to a certain cause that is antithetical to the mainstream, and they say like you see in China, Yeah. So you have people that were starving, and then you had like a group that was motivated, and they went for it. So
I don't think we have that enough motivation. Everybody loves iPhones and Samsungs too much. We love our creature comforts too much.
Chaudhry Muhammad Awais said, Mufti Taqi Masood fan. Well, go to his channel then. I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know. All right, you're a fan. We'll give you a love heart. So there you go. So
how very romancy of you. Why not just a thumbs up? Why a love heart? A smile. Let's go with a smile.
Iron Mo says, Salam Khalid and Wajid. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah.
Iron Mo. I know who Iron Mo is.
You know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who Iron Mo is.
Okay. MashaAllah.
It's old mate.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
How are you, brother? Now we're just going to
There's a bit of a delay.
Now we're just going to sit there reading the comments.
We'll wait for it, inshallah.
All right.
Do share your views. The Bangladesh thing is like, can that happen in other places? But the thing is, the system is...
No, it can't.
Yeah.
Not Bangladesh. Not what happened in Bangladesh cannot happen in other places because Bengalis are are a race and a political system and an educational system and everything unto themselves.
That doesn't make sense. We just said.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
So yeah, I mean, I think they can galvanize. They galvanize, and it's students, right? So it's mainly students.
But the thing with Bengalis, when they galvanize and they put their mind to something, they'll do it.
The interesting is, I think the interim. I heard the interim government is
Pakistani.
No. The Pakistanis are silly. Like the Pakistanis. I mean, I'm Pakistani, but it's like the Pakistanis are silly. Like, oh, they've undone the 1971. No, it's not. It's still Bangladesh, its own country. It's its own people. Like that. That's a silly thing to say. They're doing the hopefully the good. For their own people.
Inshallah.
And so, inshallah ta'ala. And Allah make it. The only problem is like the interim government, the guy that's been selected, Dr. Yunus. I think that's the guy that's been selected as the interim, like.
But this, like I said, it's still going to be from
but that guy's like
class.
He's basically introduced like microfinance to riba to the whole country, as far as I.
Oh, is it that guy?
Yeah. The Nobel thing. So it's how successful would that be? But he was someone that I think the Americans behind there's backdoor deals.
Of course there is.
And so I think he was chosen or something like that. I can't remember. Someone was telling me about this. So I think he's been chosen, and so of course everyone's going to try to put their guy in there. But we'll see.
So I suppose.
Jazakallah khair.
What?
He said, I subscribed to you after podcast Mufti Tariq Masood Sahab. Okay.
Oh, mashallah.
Mashallah.
Assalamu
Welcome,
alaikum.
inshallah. Unfortunately, Abdul Wajid is not as charismatic as Mufti Tariq Masood.
That's why we rely on you. That's why I rely on his charisma. Hence,
I was listening to something today, a clip of his. Someone asked a question of Mufti Tariq Masood.
He's got the funniest clips.
Yeah, he goes, I want to name my son Muhammad Tufan. Like Muhammad the Typhoon, and he said, call the first one Muhammad Tufan, Typhoon, and the second one Muhammad Zalzala, earthquake, and the third one Halaka, the destruction, and the fourth one call him Qiyamat, Muhammad Qiyamat. And he said, it goes, give your child a good name, because every time he's going to come, the typhoon is coming, like. So, but anyway. He was, mashallah. He's on because give your child. Islam teaches us to give our children good, positive
it does.
meanings.
How's madrasa going? We need to have. I think we should have a madrasa incident from the week. We should start something that's funny that's happened where you just like where it humanizes you as a teacher and then your son.
Yeah.
What touched your heart this week, Sheikh?
I'm
wearing a white cap today.
A lot of students are sick, so make dua for them. Because the weather, I think, and teachers and so forth, something's going around, virus, and people.
If anybody that does listen to this, make dua for all students in all madaris, especially Kashiful Ulum.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair.
How's that? That's my 2 cents worth.
Jazakallah khair. You were saying something before, slipped my mind. Yeah, okay. So anyway, we are live, right? Can't edit this out. No,
I have been phenomenal. So just to let you know, before we went live, I got a dressing down last week.
From
you. You can't say this. You have to be careful. You have to do this. You have to do that.
Yeah.
Hence now I'm.
I mean, I can edit this afterwards, but I don't want to. So please don't make me say anything that's inappropriate. So I'd have to remove it.
And as everybody will attest, Abdul Wajid is an angel.
Yeah, mashallah. Yeah.
Mashallah. Except for the missus. She might disagree with that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just of course the biggest news probably is the war that's about to kick off. And
do you think it will kick off?
I think I
feel like sorry to interrupt, but I feel like there's a lot of posturing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talk from Iran.
Yeah.
But they don't, not that I want them to do it, I'm saying, but they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's been going for decades.
Yeah.
Iron Mo knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right? If you're still on here, tell us what you think, mate. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, I was listening.
We're going to get them like they've
there's
never
a show
been
called
here. We're going to do this. But what are you actually doing?
The Caspian Report, and what they were saying was that this is Jazakallah. So what they were saying that they've done the calculation, they will do a response in their own time at a level. This is someone analyzing it.
Yeah.
That will befit the two assassinations of their allies, but will not become a large-scale war. That's what they don't want, because that means wiping themselves out.
I don't think it means wiping themselves.
No, but it'll be like
it'll be crazy.
It'll be all out war. Yeah, they don't want that.
This will be when the army from Khorasan will probably have to go. Hey,
Yeah,
guys, we better wake
whatever,
up.
whenever that is, we don't know. But you understand, like they will do a response that's befitting to save face, because it's humiliation that Ismail Haniyeh was killed in the capital.
Did Israel do it? Did Iran do it?
I don't think they would want that on them. Like it's a failure on their part, regardless, right?
Okay.
And and with Israel, like they have assassinated other people in Iran, nuclear scientists and so forth. The thing is that the guy that they assassinated, he's like, as the Qataris, I think they said, if you're negotiating a peace, you don't kill the negotiator of the other side. And Ismail Haniyeh, he was like the most moderate of the soft. He was considered too soft.
Yeah.
The guy they've got now that replaces him, like he's the
I don't know anything about
he's
his
a military
replacement.
like commander. Like he's actually
really?
of the guy. Yeah, he basically.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
Well, whatever they've
Because
got.
they would have
They've
done
got
their
a guy.
calculations. If he goes, who's coming in?
Yeah. So that's the what they it's pretty ruthless.
You know that
I don't think like it's and the thing about the people who are saying quote unquote sheikhs who are saying like they're taking help from Iran, and because some of the hardcore Sunnis, like they're saying, I said, listen, the Palestinians said, we will take help from anybody who gives us unconditional help.
Yeah.
Who gives unconditional help? Doesn't matter who it is, as long as if they put conditions, we'll not accept their help.
Okay.
So Iran didn't put in conditions. So this is, and they're still going. Like, it just Twitter's full of all the attacks and so forth.
Warning sign.
It
says warning on the left. The stream's current rate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe the speed is
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe
Okay.
downstairs something's. Last week was fine.
Okay.
Anyway,
Conditions.
Huh?
Conditions without conditions.
Yeah, without conditions. So we will take people's help, no matter where they are, whoever they are. As long as if they put conditions, we'll not take their help. So what are you going to say to them? Like, and you got these terrible sheikhs, some in the Middle East, like shockingly bad, that they blame the Palestinians for their.
But that's what Saudi's doing apparently.
Yeah. Well, no matter what the states are doing. I mean, they're pretty useless. But it's some of the sheikhs that talk, and it's really like just makes you like, what kind of, like, you have
And they're blaming the Palestinians.
Yeah, in their talks for resisting. Yeah, for fighting. Yeah, it's pretty shocking, some of the stuff you hear from supposed sheikhs, and
How are they getting away with this? Just from the general public?
Oh no, they don't get away because over there they're like obviously protected by the state, but not on the internet, on Twitter they're not,
okay.
and so everyone's like, you see the comments and nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. Like so anyway, it's been a like sort of messed up week, and like from that front, and then what they did in the jails to prisoners, that's been going on. The videos,
bro, where is
things that was said that they denied now are on camera.
Yeah,
repeatedly.
Well, they're discussing in Israeli parliament whether it's okay to.
Yeah, they
do
as a people.
those things to
I think they just become such a neurotic, demented people that I don't think the Westerner or the supporters from the West realize how
crazy they've become.
Yeah, how crazy.
They've actually, it's like having psychos run everything.
Yeah.
And the support is still unconditional.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's
like anybody else did even 1%, they would be copying
What happened
it.
to women's rights? What happened to children's rights? I saw a tweet from Dr.
Prisoners.
From Sheikh Omar Suleiman.
Yeah.
There was something where he was talking about prisoners and children's rights and women's rights, and all of these things have become Gaza has become the graveyard of these slogans.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no moral ground
and still they look at our own politicians. Like today we've gone to, what was our the threat level of terrorism has become probable. Well, what does that mean? Did you know that? It's gone to like probable.
In Australia?
So Albo and the head of Asia came out and said that. But what does that mean? Is this fear mongering again, or is this
This was the one that really, like, I saw the video of the bodies that were returned to Gaza. So that they took like 2,000 bodies, right? Like the dug up raiders took our bodies, and 89 they returned, 90 they returned.
Physical bodies.
Yeah, from graves. Yeah, they took them, and then they returned 90 of them, and then they no information about the names or ages or anything. Like it's basically like they desecrated these bodies. When you see the bodies, like the condition that they're in, like I saw a picture of it, it's like skeletons, right, with skin and stuff. Like it's really bad. It's not nice. And
what the hell did they do with these things?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like it's inhumanity on the next level. Like the what they're doing to the like even one of the ministers, like Israeli minister, like cabinet member, he said, like we should be starving to 2,000
2 million people.
2 million people.
Yeah,
like that's
not rich.
Like it's on TV. You're saying that
they're doing worse than that. Not just starving.
No, I'm saying but like just even that statement is normalized.
But their media has normalized. Their media has normalized rape of Palestinian prisoners by animals.
Yeah. Allah help them. And
like what have the Palestinians gone through in the last 75 years that we don't know about?
Yeah.
If this is what we're seeing through social media.
Yeah.
The zulum. May Allah protect these guys, man.
Yeah, I mean. So yeah, that's inshallah, Allah make it easy for them. We make dua for them and we keep making dua, brothers and sisters there. And Allah wake the ummah, and people are constantly at it and making all the efforts.
Yeah.
It's
and may Allah also guide all the people that are assisting them, Muslim and non-Muslim.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that are doing a lot behind the scenes and making a lot of sacrifices that you don't hear about in mainstream.
Even interestingly enough, like a lot of those accounts, a lot of the accounts that were set up in the UK with the riots, there was like UK channels that were talking about how in Twitter they were talking about like this podcast, they're talking about that it goes back to the Israelis like actually manipulating.
Well, this is through Tommy Robinson.
The Hasbara.
Yeah, it's coming out. Tommy Robinson is.
Yeah, they call him Tommy, Tel Aviv Tommy.
Yeah,
that's his nickname.
Right,
like,
and there's someone was
he's not even English.
He's Irish.
And
but someone was saying that.
And his surname is like Lennon or something.
Yeah, right. This happened after Tyrell Lennon or something like that. That's it. Yeah. This happened after the UK decided to stop sending arms. Or
on the day.
Stop. What was it? Stop. They withdrew their case at the ICJ about genocide, or that this is a genocide, or something along those lines, right? So they're saying this just goes to show how quickly things can start.
Yeah. So if the by the next podcast it could be World War III. Or nothing, or nothing happens. So Allah knows best.
Inshallah, it won't be. But the thing is, the point is, we're living in some times that history is going to look back on. The future generation are going to look back and go, "What the hell was that all about? Like, how was that craziness allowed to happen?"
Yes.
Either that, or we're going to be in this dystopian reality where everyone is a slave to a machine living in one room, their own room. And we just sit on a treadmill and build stuff and create energy for the elite. While you and I are in this podcast room fighting the good fight.
Yeah. All right. It's getting late.
On that note, he's like, this guy needs to get to bed.
No, I got a 1 hour drive home. And so this was a test run, inshallah. If the guys are still on, there's a couple of brothers on.
Mashallah.
Any suggestions? Any topics you guys want to discuss?
Then
we'll wait for you.
Jazakallah khair.
No.
All right, here we go. Let's get a topic from the audience.
Yeah.
All right, who's on? Dude, this silence is killing it.
Huh? Yeah, because there's a bit of a delay, always a few seconds delay. Okay.
On that note, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'll give him 10 seconds, man.
Nine.
This is the joys of live.
7, 6. It'd be cool if there was 50 people watching and everyone's got comments to make.
Yeah, inshallah we'll get there.
6.
Inshallah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Did you see what Elon Musk did? Are we live still?